You talk about the dangers of celebrating early and why you need to maintain discipline when things are going well. Talk to me about those dangers and share the story about what happened when you learned this lesson.
Yeah, there was a few, right? And there was signs along the way. It was when you're peaking. It's when you're peaking and life is going incredibly well. That's when you should probably start subtracting things you're doing. That's what I always suggest is the momentum picks up. People know, a lot of guys listening, or women, the momentum picks up. You get a little ahead of your skis. You start drinking your own Kool-Aid a little bit. You start forgetting what got you there in the first place. That's the first piece. And what happened was I was just early promote. I was the first one to get promoted out of my group. I was cooking with gas as far as promotions and accolades and this and that and qualifications. I was cocky, not flamboyantly cocky, but I was feeling like I was crushing it and I couldn't be stopped. And 2 weeks later, literally 2 weeks later from when I had gotten that promotion and that pay, I hit a guy in a bar. You know, I'm drinking too much, going out with a girl at a different state on a training trip, and I hit him one time, and that started a whole cascade of me having an aggravated assault, me being sued, me being this and that ended up being like a 2-year, 3-year deal.
Was that how you got kicked out?
No, you'd think it would slow me down, but no, I ended up going to Iraq on bail, right? Because that was after my first appointment to Yemen. Then I went to go to Iraq with this pending charge at 6 years in prison plus 3 parole as my plea deal. Plus, I'm being sued for $500,000 civilly. So I had some serious stress on deployment. And when guys were looking forward to coming home, I was not. I was volunteered to stay for 3 more months. And I thought about going AWOL and joining the Kurdish Peshmerga, seriously. And but I didn't. Obviously, I had cooler heads prevailed. But I was concerned. Glad I didn't, because I got back. I had a really good attorney, not cheap, and we worked out a deal to where they dropped the felony charge. I had to pay the guy all the rest, everything in a check up front for them to drop the felonies. And then I had a 4-year, very formal probation. I couldn't leave the city without permission. I couldn't drink, couldn't any. Okay, fine. Was very tight for about 3 months. Then I got another altercation, right? Not a fight, but an altercation, and at a concert that was a cascade also. I got an aggravated assault on a police officer, which I didn't. It was just, they tried to tackle me and I got up and was like continuing to run. And that was the nail in the coffin. So that was the second charge. Navy JAG got a hold of it. NCIS, they're like, this guy, another charge. I had a top security clearance that I had just gotten back. So now I'm getting that pulled again. And so that was the cascade, because that was the catalyst for a performance-enhancing drug test. I ended up beating that charge, getting because then it couldn't kind of throw it out. But because it was another aggravated charge, that kicked off a violation of probation, which kicked off the federal marshals trying to extradite me out of California. It was a huge, huge cluster. Now I ended up going, that was the catalyst that got me kicked out. I ended up having to go back to jail in Idaho for the second time. They commuted my probation, ironically. So that second charge ended up getting all my probation cleared up, which was what it was. But I walked out of jail, signed my DD-214, I was kicked out, and I was completely out of the military and done off probation.